Big Basket presents the RCB Podcast.
I have to tell you that post-match show of that T20 final, I've never made more people cry. And it started with ishant Sharma. Because your visuals were running and I asked him obviously about, Delhi boys growing up together. He's just like, Mayanti, 1 second, and he did this and he started crying. Then Ambati Raidu next to me started crying. But so much of that was centered around watching you and Rohit lift it together. And for Ishant, obviously, I know he's such a good friend. You guys have grown up together. You're cricket together. There he is sitting as a broadcaster, watching you live out this dream all over again. It was amazing to see that moment of sentimentality and vulnerability. And I don't know if you know that or not, but it really impacted so many of your, older friends who played with you to see you lift that trophy.
Yeah, I saw Ishant's clip as well. So again, he's someone that I very naturally connected with, and nothing, absolutely nothing has changed from day one. Regardless of whether we've played together or we don't play together anymore, when I see him, it's exactly the same. And I can absolutely share everything with him, without any judgment, with complete understanding and complete empathy. So he's also a very special individual in my life. And of course, it was, I think when you're connected with someone in a strong way, you can kind of feel what they could be going through or could have gone through. So I think that energy reaches everyone. And we were all emotional about it because we were trying for so long. There have been so many ups and downs. Personally, for me, if you ask me, I had 3 back-to-back setbacks in terms of ICC tournaments, if you put it that way. 2014 finals, 2016 semi-final, which really, really hurt me.
That hurt you.
2017 Champions Trophy final. So it was, and 2015 semi-final. So final, semi-final, semi-final, final.
2019 also, because I was there for all, Virat. I was there for all.
2019 also was a massive. That was the first time actually after the the semi-finals got over, and the next morning we were going to leave Manchester. When you wake up and you have no kind of understanding of what you want to do, you're dazed. It was like the feeling you get when you have a horrible hangover. It was like that. I had no idea what I wanted to do, whether I wanted to drink coffee, brush my teeth. What is the next step? I was completely gone. I could not make sense of it. Everything was fine. We had to play in the afternoon and it rained, and then we had to come the next morning. Early morning conditions, this, that, and the other. So I was like, what are the odds? But then again, how things unfolded. Again, so you have to kind of go back into that space of looking at things. You can't get lost in what happened to me and this is what I'm going through. And maybe it was meant to be that way. And then it was meant to be for England, the way they ended up winning. You can't make sense of these things, You just have to accept things the way. Of course, accepting is very hard. To process it is very hard. But you have to get to that point and you have to keep moving.
Maga. Weather Andre, perfect fit. Cinema Andre, super hit. 10 minutes Andre.
Boys, big basket. 10 minutes Andre, big basket. 10 minutes Andre, big basket.
Big Basket, delivering in Bengaluru and everywhere in 10 minutes.
Maybe need to change the narrative around one-day cricket. A lot of people say that this is a format, it's so long, it might struggle. Broadcasters come with certain numbers. We just had a very successful Champions Trophy. Before that, you reached the final of a home World Cup with a perfect 10. This is a format that you own. You're a Goliath in this format, the way you construct an innings, the way you chase down an innings. What is the beauty of one-day cricket?
The beauty of one-day cricket, and a lot of people realize that in the Champions Trophy as well. You need to bring in all facets of your game to be successful in ODI cricket. You need to have patience, you need to have the explosive game, you need to have stamina, you need to have explosive power, and to have that intensity, especially while fielding, because it's not a format that's running slow. You have to keep presenting the T20 intensity over a period of 50 overs. So you need a certain physical preparation. So now we've gotten used to pace of Test cricket, pace of T20 cricket, which finishes very quickly, and this one you can afford to stand in one place and not move too much. The one-day format doesn't allow you to do that. You still have to be dynamic. You still have to apply all those facets of the game because sometimes the conditions might not allow you to play in a T20 manner. So you have to buckle down, still strike at 90, 92, still rotate strike, still hit the odd boundary. So it's a very calculative kind of a format where the situation tells you what you need to do and you have to have all the facets of your game ready to be able to apply them in different scenarios. And I've seen that especially with the players coming up, they are still trying to figure out how to play this format. Because we've gotten so used to flat pitches and just wanting to hit the ball that when it's not there, the second option for them, and I understand that because their cricket is based on a lot of T20 cricket and a lot of ODI cricket which has to be attractive for people to watch because people are also getting used to watching the slam bang, hit the ball, sixes, fours all the time. That high pressure games, they are only engaged in a format like Champions Trophy or World Cup. Outside of that, they don't have patience for it, right? So to make one-day cricket exciting, we've been making flat pitches for the longest time. Only in this tournament where the pitches were a bit challenging and the format was short and it was a big tournament, people were like, oh, what's going to happen? They were engaged even through the pressure moments. So this is a dynamic that will exist. And I always tell people that, you know, through playing all the bilaterals and everything, the real characters of people will be revealed when the big tournaments come. Because in big tournaments, you have 2 games to mess up. Here, like for example, in the IPL, you get 14 games. Here, there you mess up 2 games,
You're done.
your flight's done, your ticket's booked. So how people handle pressure, are they still able to follow through with their games? And the ones who will are the ones who will, you know, start becoming the match winners eventually in whatever amount of time. So that will be their marker. And I can't blame these guys because we have grown up on one-day cricket. We have grown up on the time where, you know, the restrictions were not there and the ball's reversing after 35 overs and you still have to find a way to score. So we've grown up on a lot of strike rotation. We've grown up on handling pressure. And then we had to evolve to the explosive game that these guys have today. So it's a give and take. You have to learn from each other's skills to eventually make your game well-rounded so you can perform in different situations.
It was very interesting from a broadcaster's perspective because you always focus on the first 10 and the last 10, but to show teams and what they did in the middle overs.
Yeah.
Now that's where you operate as a batter and that's where you have to operate as a fielding unit with your bowling changes. So how do you own those middle overs? Is that the key to success? Because we saw that reflected in numbers, but I'd love to hear your perspective actually playing those full 50 overs.
Let me put it this way. If you don't hit a boundary for 3 overs, you start feeling anxious. Something's wrong, something's wrong. Whereas my output is, okay, what's the score on the board? We're 15 overs into the game. We're 70. What are we chasing? What are we looking to set up? By over 35, next 20 overs, this is the score that we should have, which is a realistic target. And I'm very happy to get there through rotating strike. Every now and then I will get the odd boundary, but I'm not feeling desperate or anxious that I need to hit a boundary. And when you have that calmness and composure, the opposition can also feel it. And if they're not able to stop runs, at the same time you're not giving them chances to get out, your chances of succeeding become higher. So it's the composure that comes with a lot of experience of having played that way that keeps you calm. So not hitting a boundary for me is not a problem. You know, it doesn't make me feel like something wrong is happening. I think that is the difference of playing well through middle overs. And as a bowling unit, again, very underrated thing is the kind of activity that happens in the ring, inside the 30-yard circle, how you field, how you stop singles, are you able to move well as a fielder in a hot spot and you stop 2 singles here and you stop a single there and the guy goes for a big shot. This thing will never be highlighted, but the kind of pressure you can create as a fielder through the middle overs, for that you need physical preparation. Every ball, same intensity for 40 overs. It doesn't come on the day. It comes with the work that happens off the field. How you eat, how you sleep, how you train, how well you are prepared physically. Then you'll be able to go there and say, okay, for 100 overs, this is the intensity I have to put out and I'm ready for it. Then you can start creating a difference. So I think with time, all these guys will realize that this is the kind of effort that's going to take to be very efficient in ODI cricket.
Maga. ವೆದರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಫಿಟ್ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೂಪರ್ ಹಿಟ್ 10 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ
ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬಿಗ್ ಬಾಸ್ಕೆಟ್ 10 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಗ್ ಬಾಸ್ಕೆಟ್ 10 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಗ್ ಬಾಸ್ಕೆಟ್
Big Basket, delivering in Bengaluru and everywhere in 10 minutes.